Greetings, I'm Septum Sen, and you're watching Septum Sen versus the World. So, today I'm going to something different. I've been doing a very anime-heavy review month so far, and it'll probably come back to anime again in the future. But these next two reviews are something completely different. So, to start us off, we're going to be doing some Disney classics. I am a member of the Disney Movie Club. I will not include a link to the Disney Movie Club because it is a little bit of a scam. You know, they give you a cheap 4-disc price and then they stick you in this club for forever, it seems. Some of the deals are decent. I mean, you get a buy one, get one 60% off type deal, and I actually do take advantage of that because it's you can get you buy one at full price and then you get 4 of them for 60% off, and that does pay for itself because Disney prices are extremely hefty. And one of these, which I got for very low price, which was maybe $5, was the American Legends collection. I don't know about you, but I actually grew up with Disney a lot as a child. We had the Disney Channel. When I was older, I guess an older child because this is after we got our color TV. But I remember that my mother would always do the Mousercise in the morning, and then I would watch my Disney cartoons before the bus came to pick me up to go to school in the morning. And some of the shorts were these particular Legends series, and it covers 4 of them. We've got, John Henry, we've got Paul Bunyan, we've got our Johnny Appleseed, and we have our Brave Engineer. So, this is actually wonderfully narrated by James Earl Jones, and it actually does a good job stitching all 4 of these together. I kind of sort of remember the John Henry one. I feel like it's an older one, but maybe it's not an older one. It doesn't feel as old as the others. Almost has more of a modern take on it, but to me I feel like it's an important one. It is a good story. It talks about John Henry, and if you don't know who John Henry is, definitely look it up. He actually was one who had in that history that he fought the mechanical menace that was going to take the jobs away from the railroad workers, and he gave his life to win it for his family so that they could actually have a better life. But again, a very interesting story. Then, of course, there is Paul Bunyan, the giant woodcutter, basically going through the northern United States and Canada, leaving a swath of clear-cut forest in his wake. And again, that theme that's prevalent is mechanical innovation versus human ingenuity. And we kind of continue that with the Brave Engineer, but not quite that way. It's more about this guy's stoic perseverance of getting to the load to the place on time. And then finally with Johnny Appleseed, again a story about perseverance, a big tall tale, really based loosely in truth about the spreading of apples throughout the United States, but not the man versus technology theme of the others. To me, these were actually classics. They were all enjoyable to watch. It kind of brought back a lot of that reminiscence, a lot of that nostalgia. And Disney, the quality of the animation was quite well. I felt, like I say, I think the reason why I feel like the John Henry was more recent is just the rough-hewn look of it, the music that was in it. It just didn't feel like it came from that same era. And again, I'll have to look it up on a later date. The Johnny Appleseed is a classic. I remember that the most out of all of these. It just had that great feel to it. The song that he sings, I he was talking about the Lord, but the way he sounded, I thought he said lard when I was a kid, which I thought was a funny thing. It's like, oh, he's talking about how much he loves lard. I guess he enjoys cooking with it. That's why he wears the pot on his head. But in detraction, I feel like the some of this is dated. Uh, you know, American reminiscence that would be kind of lost on this next generation of children, but maybe not. Like I said, I felt like John Henry was a little bit too rough-hewn. At times, I felt like it could have used a little bit of polishing when it was presented on here. But overall, it's still a pretty solid thing. I mean, I feel like the morals, the general feel of this does kind of hold up. Paul Bunyan, to me, does not. Because every time I look at Paul Bunyan, I can't help but see, look, he's clear cutting. All those rows of trees destroyed, all the forest land and animals taken out. As somebody who's not really who believes in conservation, it's kind of hard to watch that going on, and it does. I think that as a child you can appreciate it much more, and during those times it's a very different feel. I do feel like as a child that would be better, but as an adult, somebody who actually looks at this from that different angle, it's a very different feel to it, and I'm looking at him as more the villain, destroying land, rerouting rivers, displacing wildlife. It's just not there. So in the end, it is a classic held together again, stitched together with James Earl Jones doing that narration that really elevates the quality. And I would give this at least a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10. Probably more of a 6.5 if you're looking at it the right way. So I will, of course, again, put the link to this down in the description below if you want to buy one for yourself and or for your children. Of course, please subscribe. More subscribers, the better as far as I'm concerned. We get a bigger audience and more enjoyment out of our review times together. Of course, feel free to comment. What's your experiences with this particular collection, or in the past? Did you grow up with it, or are you showing your kids this type of collection? What are your thoughts? Do you look at the at the Paul Bunyan deforestation thing the same way that I do? But in any case, I will be interested to see how you think later on in the comments. Well, until next time, I will see you all later.